Hey guys, okay, welcome to another active stretch and recovery with core moves. So today we're going to be doing Pilates, and the focus of our series is just mobility. So we're just going to work on articulating through the spine, loosening up the shoulders, loosening up the hips, engaging the glutes and the core a little bit, but really it's about creating that articulation through the spine and the mobility to just loosen us up. So it's a really nice series to come back to time and time again to just open up the body and create mobility. Especially when we've been sitting around all day. So we're going to start standing up, get that nice firm base of support in those feet directly underneath your sit bones. And you want to pick up your toes, so make sure when you look down through the front of your hip bones that passes through the knee and through the middle of the toes. Then lift those toes up and place them down really nice and wide there. And then just a gentle bend in the knees, push into the heels and the arch of the foot and lengthen back up, roll our shoulders back. And then we're going to reach our hands up overhead, but pull the shoulders away from the ears. So find this nice length, and we're going to really continue that length, like we're trying to reach our fingers up towards the ceiling, but keep your rib cage down. So the shoulders are going to lift here, and just stretch up through your spine, and just gently reach one hand, and then the other. And then we're going to clasp the hands together, turn the palms to face the other direction, pull the rib cage down, and we're going to bend over to the right side and push the hip gently to the left. And then using your exhale breath, draw yourself back into center. And again, over to the right side. And draw yourself back up to center. Now this time, flip the palms so they're facing your head again. Drop your right hand so it comes to your right hip. Left hand stays up in the air and slide, and see if you can touch your knee with that right hand. And then lengthen back up. Reach the right hand back up, clasp the hands together, flip them around again. This time let's bend to the left side. Lengthening that whole left side of the waistline. And exhale, using your belly to draw yourself back up to center. And again, over to the left. And drawing yourself up. One more time. Lengthening that left side, maybe even pushing the right hip. Lengthening the right side, pushing the right hip a little bit. Coming up, and now flip the palms over, bring your left hand down to your left thigh, right hand is overhead, so try and stretch those left fingers down towards your knee. And then lengthen all the way up. Bring both hands back down towards your hips. Now we're going to bring our hands onto our hips and keep those hips really nice and level. Bend your right knee, and then just see if you can float that foot up to tabletop. Pull the belly in, find your balance, and then sweep those hands back up in that wide V, rib cage down. Just holding our balance there, enjoying the little intrinsic muscles in the feet waking up. And then using your exhale breath, gently articulate through the foot. So place the foot down, toe, ball of the foot, stretch the arch and squeeze the heel and bring your hands back to your hips. Roll up onto the ball of the left foot. Find that connection in your right glute to your core as you float that left knee up. Just hold it there, and then when you're ready, if you're ready, reach your hands overhead. Keep the rib cage down. Squeeze the glute. Find the balance using your core, your inner strength. And then exhale, place that foot down. Articulate toe, ball, heel. Hands come back into the hips. Let's roll back up on the right foot. Float that foot up, reach those hands overhead, and then open them out to a T, palms facing forward. We're going to tap that toe down, and exhale, pick it up for 3. Tap. 2. Try and use your Pilates breath in through the nose and out through the mouth for 3, and then place it back down. Toe, ball, heel, bring your hands back in onto your hips. Roll up on the left foot. Find that balance on the right leg, all that stability. And then when you're ready, lift that leg up, float it. Then reach the hands up overhead into that wide V. Find that balance and stability. Lift the pelvic floor. And then when you're ready, open your hands to a T, palms facing forward. You're going to inhale to tap that toe down slowly. Exhale with that resisted breath to drop back up to center. Inhaling, tap it down, using your glute to draw that toe towards the floor and your core to lift it back up to 90 degrees. One last time for me, tap. Exhale to lift. And then lower it down, articulate, toe ball, heel, placing it down in line with the other foot. Hands come back to the hips. We're just gonna warm those knees up for 3, bending them softly. 2, stretching the back of the calf. 1, now come down a little bit lower. Reach your hands out to chest height, palms facing each other. So we're in our chair squat now, or our chair plie. And we're just relaxing in this chair here. Now we're going to stand tall and pull the hands back behind the hips. So as you straighten the legs, just extend the shoulder. Inhale, squat. Exhale, extend. Inhale, squat. Exhale, pull it back. So you're getting this extension at the shoulder, the rib cage and the chest is not moving. Power through those legs. Inhale. 2 more times for me. Last one, we're going to pick up the leg this time. Pull the hands back, lift up the right leg, squat it down. Lift up the left leg, squat it down. So adding those toe taps and plies together. Last one on the right. Last one on the left, and place it down. Now from here, we're going to add on some abductions. So we're going to roll up on the right foot and then pick it up to tabletop and then just straighten that leg. Now holding it there, finding that connection with your left leg, you're going to open it to the side, tap it down, lift it up, close it in, tap it down, slide it in, transfer the weight, roll up on the left, float it up, kick it out, tap it down, lift, open to the left, tap it down, lift, close it in, tap it down, slide it in, transfer to the left, roll up on the right, reach it up, lift, tap and lift, open, tap and lift, close, tap, drag it in. So really keeping those hips nice and stable, roll up on the left foot, last one. Up to tabletop, extend the leg, tap it, keeping that whole quad contracted, open from the bum, tap and lift, close, tap and drag it back in. From there, we're going to open our feet out to first position and soften our knees, okay? So our heels aren't actually connected directly under our sit bones, and then we're going to float our hands up to chest height, creating this nice soft round shape. Now pull the belly in, connect the glutes. We're going to twist to the right side, framing our face, our sternum, and our hands in one line. Really feel how your left glute contracts as you twist to the right to keep that knee out to the side. And then exhale into center. Inhale to the left side, right glute really working hard. Exhale into center. Inhale to the right. Exhale to center. Inhale to the left. And to center. We're going to pulse that now. So you're going to pulse a little bit deeper, come into center. Inhale, inhale, back into center. Keeping those hips as still as possible. We're just rotating that torso on that center axis. Knees are pushing out wide to the side. Last one to the right. Pulse, into center. Last one to the left. Pulse, and into center. And then stand up tall. We're going to add on, so we're going to plie in our first, come up softly, plie in our second. So you're going to come out to that sumo, bring it in, plie, other side, out, okay? So it's little step outs, just warming up the hips a little bit more. So let's go together, hands are in first position in front of your chest. You're going to go down, step it out, bring it in, step it out. Drive those knees wide, bring it in. Keep your pelvis locked in, bring it in. Step it out, bring it in. Really point those knees to the opposite side of the room. This is where we're getting that sort of articulation through the ankle joint, the knee joint, the hip joint, warming up the glutes, warming up the thighs, warming up those intrinsic muscles in the feet in order to keep us stable and tracking those knees over the toes the whole time, warming up those legs in our sort of Pilates bar sequence. Open, close, last one to the left, close it in, Now we're going to walk both feet out, drop your hands down, bend those knees wide into our sumo plie. Pull the belly in, stack your spine so that it's still over the center of your body. Reach your hands out to the side, palms facing the ceiling. We're going to windmill the arms over to the left side and pull them like you're hugging your aura. And then windmill them over to the other side and hug your aura. Windmill your arms and flex. So getting this nice articulation in the spine as we side bend, moving through the shoulders and over to the left and over to the right. We're going to do our last one over to the left and then rotate towards that left foot. Sweep the body around to the right side and lengthen the whole body up. Bring the hands down to our side. From here, we're going to hinge the body forward. So get your feet underneath your sit bones, reach those hands up overhead, sit the bum back, lengthen the tail away from the head as you hinge your body forward, and then exhale to fold. Inhale, roll your spine back up all the way, reach your hands overhead, exhale, inhale, hinge, exhale, fold. Inhale, lengthen, relax those shoulders away from the ears. Exhale, reach them up overhand. Keep the rib cage down. Inhale, hinge. Stretch the back of the legs. Exhale, fold. Allow the spine to be heavy. Inhale, roll up. Shoulders away from ears, pulling that core in. Exhale, reach those hands up overhead. Rib cage down. Inhale, hinge. Exhale, fold. Inhale, roll all the way up. Exhale, reach. Last one for us. Inhale, hinge. Lengthen that spine from the tail to the crown of the head. Exhale, articulate down into that deep forward fold. Roll the spine away from the floor, connecting the abdominal, shoulders down and back, and then reach them up with energy. Inhale, hinge. Exhale, fold. Now soften the knees, look to the front of your mat and walk your hands forward into your plank. Come into that nice strong plank here, spread those fingers wide, make sure your hands are directly underneath your shoulders. Your pelvic floor is lifted up in towards your belly button. Your heels are pushing away from the shoulders. Head is lifted but not extended. Just stay and breathe, pulling the navel in. And then pull your ribs towards your hips, push into the shoulders, spread the shoulders and roll through into your downward dog. So roll through that upper back, flexing the whole spine, and then send your sit bones right up to the sky. Push your fingers into the floor, push your feet into the floor, your chest coming towards your thighs, the front of your thighs going towards the back of your mat. And if you want to here, you can walk your dog, stretching one foot away from the floor, stretching the other foot towards the floor so that you get this deep movement in the hip, in the thighs, in the back of the calf. And then push both heels down and just pause in your downward dog. Maybe shift your hips side to side a little bit so you feel your sides lengthening. So this is your elephant pose in Pilates, but most people know it as down dog, so we'll call it down dog. From here, we're going to walk ourselves back up to plank. So roll ourselves back up to plank. So get that articulation in the spine again. Pull the belly in, round through the whole back until your shoulders are over your hands. Then lengthen the head away till you're back in that deep, strong plank. Connect the glutes, connect the pelvic floor, and then you're going to lower one foot, bring the top of your foot onto the floor, so plantar flex the foot, lower the left foot, plantar flex the foot. The spine should now be a neutral, one long straight spine from your tail to your crown of the head. And we're going to move through some articulation of the spine. So we're going to inhale, tilt the pelvis forward, pull the sternum away from the tail, pull the shoulders down and back, engaging the lats. Exhale, tuck that tail under, scoop the abdominals, pull the glutes down towards your heels, pull your spine up towards the ceiling, push into the hands and round into that angry cat. This time start with the head, inhale, lift the head till it's parallel with the mat. Start to sink in the shoulders, pull the shoulders down and back, pull the sternum forward, drop the ribs, lengthen the belly away from the ribs, and then send the tail away. Starting from the head, nod the chin, push into the hands, spread those shoulders really deep and wide, lift the back of the rib cage up towards the sky, tuck the tail under. Inhale, come back into neutral. Curl the right toe under and slide it back. Curl the left toe under and slide it back into your strong plank. Now we're just going to connect in this plank for a minute because we're going to move through our plank power pose. So from crouch to plank. So really get grounded in your plank. Feel that you're very comfortable with it. Your shoulders are strong and connected. Your glutes are strong and connected. Then from here, you're going to soften your knees. Push your hips back like you're going to go into a down dog. But keep those knees bent and look to your hands. Then using the front of your thighs, push yourself forward back into that plank. Use your belly to pull and your hands to push your hips back. Exhale, front of the thighs, pushing you back into that strong plank. Inhale, belly, bum, core, and shoulders pull you back. You have that same feeling of stretching in your down dog, but you're not straightening those knees. So you're really firing through those quads. And then exhale, push yourself forward. We've got 3 more. Bend the knees, hips go high, head comes between the arms. Belly is pulled in really tight. Exhale, push yourself and lengthen. Squeeze the glutes to support you. Last 2. Back we come, stretch and push. Last 1, fire in those thighs. Push yourself back. Hold it there. 3, 2, 1. Push yourself forward to your plank. And then drop your right knee. Drop your left knee. Now from here, we're going to open the hip joint to come into our knees, chest, chin. So we're going to bring ourselves down to the mat. So slide your right knee back, but keep the shin in contact with the floor. Then slide the left leg back. Squeeze your glutes and come into your modified plank. And from here, we're gently going to bend our elbows slowly, slowly, slowly until our pelvis comes down onto the mat. Lengthen the spine. Lengthen the toes away from the shoulders and lift your body up to your little baby back bend. So this is our breaststroke prep in Pilates. We call it baby cobra in yoga, so similar exercises. You want to be pushing those big toes down and enjoying that. Lengthen the spine. And then exhale, pull the hips up, push into your forearms and come back into like a high child's pose. So your hips are really high, you're stretching the arms, and then back into your modified plank. So you can see how that sequence works. Curl your toes under, push your hips up, and you should be in a really long dog. So just walk your dog in until you're comfortable down dog position or your elephant position. And then find that connection with the belly. So we're going to pull ourselves forward into our plank. Push your hips up into your elephant. Pull yourself back into your plank, and this time we're going to chaturanga down. So triceps all the way down, chest on the mat. Bring the forearms to the mat, lengthen the toes away from the hips. Lift the spine into that back breaststroke prep. And then lengthen down. Now reach your hands up overhead. Your pinky fingers are on the floor. Your thumbs are facing the ceiling. Pick up your right leg and stretch it really, really long. Pick up your left leg and stretch it really, really long. Stretch your hands away from your shoulders. And then we're going to pull the chest away from the floor so the hands will slide closer towards our hips. Squeeze the glutes, lift the belly button. Then as we exhale, we're going to slide the chest down, but pick the feet up. So swan rocker. Inhale, slide the hands in, feet come down, squeeze those glutes, protect your lower back. Exhale, lift the feet, reach the fingers, squeeze the glutes. Inhale, Finding that connection with the lats to pull yourself up. Exhale, lengthening the feet. Now lower the feet. Keep that length in the spine. We're going to pick up the right hand and pick up the left foot. So opposite hand, opposite foot, and then lift the chest. Now maintain that lift and length in the body and switch hand and foot. Lift and length, switch. Lift and length, switch. Turn your palms to face the floor, switch. Switch. Now see if you can do it without your feet touching the floor or your hands touching the floor. Keeping that length and go faster. Pull the belly away from the floor. Swim, reach, and paddle those hands. Paddle, kick, kick, kick those legs. Length through the spine. 3, 2, 1, and bring everything down. Slide your hands in towards your chest. Push your hips back onto your heels and stretch back into a child's pose. Then from here, we're moving into the shell stretch, which is our Pilates version. So pull your belly button away from the mat. Round through the spine like a turtle, stretching that lower back. And just breathe. So you should feel this really nice deep stretch in your lower back. And if you want to, you can just walk your hands over to the right side, stretching the left side a little bit more. And then over to the left side, stretching the right side. And then back into center. And then walk your hands in, roll your spine back so you're stacked, seated on top of your heels. And we're going to kick our feet around in front of us and bring our body down onto the mat. So feet are flat on the mat. Drop your elbows down and then slide them away so your whole body is lengthened down on the mat. Pull your heels in nice and close to your body, and we're just going to do a glute bridge roll up. So relax the palms, open them up towards the ceiling, relax the collarbone, pull the belly in. And then on your exhale, push your lower back into the mat, squeeze your glutes, push in your heels, and roll your spine away from the floor. Keep those knees equal distance from each other. Don't let them splay out. Inhale at the top. Exhale, melt the sternum. Massage each vertebrae as you place it back down on the mat, passing through that lower lumbar spine and then lifting that lower spine off the mat. Let's do that again. Inhale, exhale, push the lower back into the floor. Squeeze the glutes, push in the heels. Stretch the knees away from the shoulders and lengthen to that long line from your knee all the way to the shoulders. And then exhale, massage each vertebrae. Feel that like stretching of the muscles between each vertebrae, especially those multifidus as you lengthen your spine back down. My hands were just up so that you could see what my lower back was doing. From here, we're going to walk our feet together so they touch, and then slide them away so that we've got like a long bend in the knees. Open the knees out just slightly from the midline, so they should be about shoulder width, not collapsed all the way to the floor. So we're supporting them using our glutes and having that length in the lower back again. I'll lift my hands so you can see. We're going to exhale, push that lower back in the mat, squeeze the glutes, and roll up to your diamond bridge or your hamstring curl. And then open your hands, so if your hands are down on the mat, open them out to a T, bend your elbows so they come into this W. So you're really stretching out through the chest, lifting up through the hamstrings, the glutes, and if you find that you're fatiguing or getting a cramp, roll your spine down, close your knees, open your knees, push the lower back in and roll the spine back up, all the way back up, coming into that long hamstring curl. So connecting and engaging those legs. Slide the hands back so they're in line with your spine. Roll your spine back down onto the mat. Close your knees and then open your feet, open your heels. So they should be hip distance. Let's float our hands up so they're facing the ceiling with our palms facing each other. And then turn the palms to face our feet. You're going to sweep your hands towards your feet and at the same time nod your chin, lift your head, lift your chest, your sternum, and look towards your feet into this little baby ab crack. Now we're going to use our abdominals to pull ourselves all the way up and over. So we're going to come to seated and then fold over towards the feet. If you can't do that with your legs straight, then you're going to keep those knees bent, and as you fold up, you straighten those legs. Otherwise, in your ab crack, straighten your legs. Now, exhale, use your belly to roll yourself away from the floor, reaching those hands up over the feet, flex the feet towards your face, stretch that lower back. Inhale, keep that flexion in the spine, that curve in the spine, and lengthen your body all the way back down into the mat. Bend the knees if you need to. Let's do that again. Sweep the hands, flex the spine, look towards the feet. Exhale, pull yourself all the way up, one vertebrae at a time. Folding over the feet, and this time we're going to stack the spine until we come up to seated. So relax the shoulders, lengthen the vertebrae in the spine one at a time till you're sat up nice and tall on your sit bones. Open your feet out, not too wide. You want them to be, I'm trying to figure out which direction to face here, not too wide. So you want them to be about shoulder distance. And if you need to, you can keep a soft bend in the knees in order for your spine to stay vertical or perpendicular to the floor. So we want our spine to be nice and straight and neutral. Open your hands to a T with your palms facing each other. If you can straighten the legs, by all means do that. Now we're going to get that same twist to the right, keeping the face, the nose, the sternum all in one line. And then exhale to center, twist to the left, exhale to center. This time bend your right elbow as you twist to the right and reach it back out and center. Bend your left elbow as you twist to the left and back into center. Now bend both elbows, bring them to your knees, pick your knees up, and you're going to hold on to the bottom of your knee. Curl your pelvis back. Pick up your right foot, pick up your left foot. Your toes are connected, your knees are wide. You're in your diamond position or your O balance. Now you can stay here with your hands back behind your knees, or if you'd like to challenge yourself even more, lift one hand overhead, lift the other hand overhead, and balance. Find that nice connection with the abdominals to keep you balanced here. And maybe even you want to challenge your hamstring length so you can grab onto your big toes and straighten your legs. And hold it there and breathe and find that balance. And then connect the heels, the toes, pull the arches of the feet away from each other, lift the hands back up into that O balance. We're going to do one rock back, and then when we come up, we're going to land with our right foot in front of our left. So use your belly, rock the body back, exhale, rock the body up, and cross your feet a little bit so the right is in front of the left. Now from there, rock over to your right side, send your left leg back behind you, lift the body up. So you're in your pretzel pose now, or your mermaid pose. If your hip doesn't like that lateral rotation, just stick the leg out straight in front of you. Reach the hands up overhead. Exhale, hinge the body forward. So if you're in your mermaid or your leg is straight, it's your modified pigeon pose. We're going to keep that articulation in the body while we do this. So exhale, round the spine, stack the body up, shoulders away from the ears, reach the hands up overhead. Inhale, hinge, hands to the floor, exhale, fold. Inhale, deepen the pose, exhale, round the spine, stack the body up, shoulders away from the ears, reach the hands up overhead. Last time, inhale, hinge, hands to the floor, exhale, reach and fold. Inhale, lengthen, exhale, round the body up, stack the spine. Now keep your hands in front of your body, and we're going to just lift ourselves up onto that right knee. Find the connection with your pelvic floor and your core. Turn it so it goes back behind you, and then step back into your plank and back into your downward dog. So just walk your dog out here again, stretching those calf muscles, stretching the back of the hip, maybe even swaying side to side, just moving through the body. And then when you're ready, just come into a nice, still elephant or down dog position, feeling like you're pulling the feet away from the hands and the hands away from the feet. And then we're going to use our core to try and hop through and bring ourselves back to seated and come back into our O balance. So just check your hands are wide enough. You're going to soften your knees and then use your belly to hop, cross your legs, lift your feet, and come back to that O balance. Lengthen the sternum, reach the arms overhead, connect the toes, knees are soft. If you need to, hands are behind the knees, and just lift and lengthen. Pull the belly in, find that pelvic floor, And if you'd like to, bend your knees in, grab your big toes, and extend your legs to your open leg rocker position. Lifting the sternum towards the opposite side of the room. Remember not to open the legs too wide. If you open them too wide, you've lost that muscular engagement and you're just using flexibility. When you're ready, connect the heels, bring the toes together, peel the arches away so you're back in your diamond with your toes touching. Lift the arms back overhead for your O balance. And then we're going to do that same thing. Rock back and come forward, but this time with our left leg in front of our right to do our pretzel pose. So inhale, exhale, roll back. Inhale, exhale, roll forward. Left foot in front of right. And then hands in front, lift the body, flip the right foot out till you come to that lateral rotation in the right leg and medial in the left. Again, kick the leg out in front if that doesn't feel comfortable for your knees or your hip. And then from here, reach your arms up overhead, hinge the body forward, hands to the floor, and fold. Just stay for a couple breaths in this first pretzel stretch, the first mermaid stretch. And then we're going to add on that articulation again. So exhale, pull the belly away from the thighs, shoulders away from the ears, stack the spine, reach the hands up overhead. Inhale, hinge. Exhale, hands come down, fold forward more. Inhale, stay. Exhale, roll the body away from the floor. Inhale, reach the hands and hinge. Drop the hands. Exhale, fold. Inhale, stay. Exhale, roll away. Last one. Inhale, reach. Hinge. Exhale, fold. Inhale, stay. Exhale, roll away from the floor. Bring the hands back on the mat in front of you. Lift the hips up using that inner thigh on the left side. Flick that right foot out so you're in this wide position here. Curl your toes under and push yourself back to a wide-legged forward fold, or like a wide downward dog. So your feet are wide, your hips are high, your head is between your arms, and then if you can, walk your hands closer towards your feet, deepening that forward fold. And then from here, just soften your knees. Pull your heels in, drop your hips, place your elbows inside of your knees, hands come together, stretching out those hips. Lift the sternum. Bring the hands back to the floor, exhale, tip the body forward, open the heels back up into your forward fold. Now your feet should be parallel here. We're going to walk the heels in, the toes in, the heels in, the toes in until your feet are hip distance. Come into a deep forward fold. Fold the hands into the elbows. Swing to the left. Swing to the right. Swing to the left. Swing to the right. Come into center, release the hands, and then exhale, roll all the way up to standing, articulating each vertebrae one at a time, finding the glutes to pull your hips on top of your ankles, finding your abdominals to pull your ribs on top of your hips, rolling the shoulders down and back, lengthening the back of the neck, stacking the whole body, roll your shoulders back for 3, 2, 1. Now reach the hands up overhead, nice and wide again, peel the heels away from the floor. Turn the palms to face the front, circle those arms out nice and wide, back around to your hips as you lower your heels with control. Inhale, lift them up, lift the heels, lift the hands. Exhale, nice and wide. Soft bend, and you're done. Well done. I hope you guys enjoyed that. Really nice just to get some movement through the body and get articulation in the spine, articulation in the ankle joints, in the shoulders. And so if you're ever stiff, especially wake up stiff, it's a really nice sequence just to get the body going and work out any little niggles you might have while strengthening the legs and strengthening the core. That's it for today. We'll see you again. I hope you enjoyed that.